What is going on? All right, so I've been playing a lot with IoT stuff on the side, kind of as a hobby, and I wanted to show you guys um, how we're going to have this photon particle drive or particle board. I'm sorry, with a soil moisture analog sensor. We're gonna send that data to. We're gonna save it in Azure Blob Storage in a format. I'm new at the format, but it's like a AV. We'll get to the format when it gets there, but it's a format specifically for big data visualizations. It's kind of like JSON, but it's got a little bit of extra stuff in there. So really cool, awesome stuff. So I'm going to show you that, and the interesting piece is it's going to be like basically no code. You're going to flash your device, and then all these integration pieces are all just setting up infrastructure, and we're going to do it in like 10 minutes. So cool stuff. Okay. Sorry, my brain's a little fried here. Okay, so we're going to come over to Azure first, and we're going to create an IoT Hub. And I'm not going to go too much into detail on this. I've got another video that goes more into detail on how you set up the sensor and this. So I'll leave a link if you want to do that. But basically, we're going to do pay-as-you-go, resource group. We're going to do IoT testing. So let's do it a little more real world. So we have a soil moisture sensor. So let's say farm management, right? Okay, because that's farm freaking management. That's what we're doing here. All right. Wow. This is the resource group. Sure. Okay, so let's just create that. This is the resource group. I thought we were in the IoT resource group. So we have our farm management. It's a blank resource group, but we're actually going to come up here now. IoT. I got a bunch of stuff in here. We're going to go to IoT hubs, and we're going to create this guy. Create your hub. Here we're going to use the farm management resource group. The region we're going to do again central. I always forget these. We want central US, but alphabetical order east. Wow, there we go, central US. Good to go. Okay, and our IoT hub name. Let's go with farm management again. I think that's how you spell management. M-A-N-A-G. Let me just make sure because this is going to be a pain in the. Nope, I misspelled management. Shh. Okay. So our resource group will have a misspelled management, but we're going to have it correct in the IoT hub. So we're going to scale this guy. In here, we don't need anything special. We could just use the free tier. We're just doing device to cloud and nothing crazy. So we have our limit of 8,000 messages per day. Advanced settings. I think that's basically it. Review and create. We got our farm management IoT hub. All right. So that is creating. It takes a little bit. So we're going to cut here, and I'm going to come back and do some editing magic, and this IoT hub will be created. All right, we're back. And as you can see, we've got our IoT hub is deployed. So let's go to our resource, our farm management resource group, farm magnet resource group. Okay. So we have our IoT hub created, and now what we need to do is we want to set up. There's a concept of routing, message routing. So the IoT hub is going to get these messages, and then you set up these routings. You can either send it to blob storage or add it to a service bus queue, or there's so many things you can do with it. But so what we're going to do is we're going to come to routing, message routing, and we're going to add a route. So this route is going to be, we're just going to get every single event. We'll say all farm events. Okay, all farm events, and you can see it's got the built-in events, and this is the default how you see stuff happening in IoT Hub. But then what we're going to do is we'll create a blob storage. Endpoint name, we're going to say farm. All farm events. We're going to pick a container. And here we don't have our storage account set up yet. So we're going to create a storage account. Create a storage account. Okay. Farm. I cannot spell management. We're going to just farm. It's basically going to be our farm management. Farm management. Oh yeah, these have to be lowercase. Farm management. All right, cool. Standard is good. Again, let's just do Central US. Okay. So this is going to deploy. Hopefully this is going to take some time too. Hopefully I don't have to do another cut. That's always annoying. Let's see. So I think there's some stuff we can do while it's going. Okay, so we're going to jump over while this is deploying, and we're going to come to the console, the particle console. And this is where if you come here, I got these events flowing like every 5 seconds. So here you can see we got an event here with the date of 3, so that means soil moisture is 3. I wish I had some actual soil. 320. There's no way I have like dirt in my apartment. Okay, we'll worry about the dirt later. But you can see 102. This is the moisture. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up an integration to the IoT Hub. And again, this is why So I love Particle. They're freaking awesome. They have all this stuff that's baked in so you don't have to code. But they are having, I know they're having issues. Like there's like a wait for like buying devices. And I don't know, I don't know if they're keeping up with like the demand, because they're amazing, but I don't know. We'll see. That's for a different video. So the events, we're gonna do soil moisture events. Our IoT Hub name. IoT. Wait, why does this say it's gonna be lose? I always get nervous. Just said we're gonna like lose our thing. I mean, we got our storage account created. While I'm in here, I'm sorry, this is like ADD mode. We're just gonna create a container in our storage account web. That could have been IoT, whatever. Okay, so we got that. Your IoT Hub name. Let's go back to our resource groups. I think it was Photon Web. No, that is my website. So this is a Saturday, and I was up late last night, but I was like, you know what? There's some free. This is some awesome IoT stuff. Okay, here we go. This we're gonna copy paste the name of our hub name, shared access policy. This is basically like the rights and stuff. You can, whether or not this thing, like we're gonna say this is for the Photon. We're gonna get read, write, connect, and disconnect. Create that. Basically, you give these keys out to like this website who's not on Azure. Like it's how it interacts with Azure and able to set up those integrations. Okay, policy name. Photon, that's just the primary key, and right now we just have one device, but we're going to say, hey, any device, we're going to send everything over to that IoT Hub instance here. So once you have that done, just go ahead and click this test. Sometimes, great, it's working perfectly. Okay. So where we left off, farm management. I don't think so. We created the storage account, but actually, I don't think the routes got saved. I think I got a little click happy on that because if we look at here, all we do is we have our web container. But if we go to our IoT Hub, I forgot the routes. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna add a route. Creating a route. So this route is gonna be all farm events. Blob. And then like blob storage is awesome because it's much cheaper than like say like a Cosmos or a SQL server. So that is why, and like the integration is so smooth. Okay, so here we got to be not careful, but we just need to know what we're doing. So for testing, it's gonna make things nicer. So again, we're gonna do all farm events blob storage. We'll pick our container. Farm management, our web container. So here is our container. Now here's the batch frequency. So this is going to say, hey, wait for our device to send 100 messages before writing to the blob container. We want that as low as it can go, and we're going to go 60. And the chunk size, it says the maximum size of the blobs between 150 megabytes. This is 100 megabytes. That's good for what we're doing. I don't know. I'm a little newer at this, so I need to research like what's the best practices for chunking. Here's where we have the encoding, the different types of format. And I've been watching some tutorials and stuff, and I want to play more with AVRO. It's got the JSON data in it, but it also has some schema stuff, and it allows for like big data map reduce, which I'm not even going to pretend like I'm an expert or know much about at all. But it's something like I want to learn it, and this is IoT stuff. So like we're going to go with the AVRO, and we can see our data. This is going to be the format that it sends it in. So go ahead and hit create. It's going to create this. Create this endpoint, and then hopefully that's all the plumbing that needs to happen. And what should happen is these events that are coming from this device are going to go into Blob Storage, and we could use so many different. There's like you could use Tableau, you could use a web service to query this thing and do all kinds of analytics. And that's something. Oh, I don't want to save. So I missed one crucial thing on this. That once it saves, I want to go back to, and it's on like so this is message routing. So you can pick and choose like the types of messages to send where. So like if you had like a separate storage container for your farm events versus for your manufacturing events, or if you had some kind, if there's ways that you want to like partition your data, it makes it so you can say it's basically partitioning. You're saying, hey, these set of messages go here. Messages go here, but that capability, and again, this is something I'm not an expert in. I'm learning, so that has some capabilities in there. All right, are you serious? Yeah, sometimes. There we go. Okay, we got our. There we go. And this is so. Here's the routing query, and if it's set to true, it's going to grab all the messages. And again, there's a query syntax I'm not an expert in. I need to learn more, so I'm not even going to try to explain that. It's kind of where that's at. Okay, so everything seems to be hooked up. I'm pretty sure. One more thing. When you do, so you see how, I guess, yeah, we can see we've got 45 messages already. So what we need to do is we need to wait. This needs to wait till 60 because that was our batch size. And then what should happen, if we go to our storage account, I got some stuff. Where is farm management? If we go to our storage account and we take a look at our blob, there's nothing there yet. But the idea is, I think that's all we're going to do. So I'm going to do a cut, and hopefully in this is at another 60 events, we're going to see this pop up some data. Let's see here. Alrighty, so I saw that we had our 60, we went to our threshold of 1 where it's going to send the messages to the container. And as you can see, it created a farm management folder in that container, 00, and this is how it kind of batches it. So this is like the date or the year, 2019. This is the month, 3. Day, 10. I think then it's hour. Then this is the minute. I need to, that's what that format, you can set that, but that's what that format is. So we're going to download this thing. Okay. So this is that AVRO. It's an Apache format for big data. And like I said, it has basically, it's like the data is JSON. So if you look here, we have data. This is the data property on 2. So here's 2, 3, 0, and that's the millivolts coming from that pin. And this is like the event name. It's got the publish that date. All that's in JSON. And then this other like encoded stuff is apparently like schema. And I don't want to even pretend to know what I'm talking about with this. So this is something I need to learn about more. But and also I haven't really uploaded this into Tableau, but I've seen and read some stuff where it's like this is like Power BI. You can really visualize your data. So for the scope of this video, I just wanted to show you, hey, this is how you get it into the blob storage with basically zero code. What I'm gonna do next, and I need to do a little more research on my own, and this is kind of like I'm learning this and kind of sharing what I'm learning. It kind of reinforces it. Well, that was weird. Neighbors like shooting fireworks off it too. So this is something like as I'm learning, kind of sharing things. So I think that is going to be it for this video. And then, like I said, what I want to do is study up on how to create visualizations for these in like Tableau or something free, ideally. Then I'll create a video that's just like showing that. And then there's a lot of super awesome value in that. All right, stay tuned for more videos, and I'll see you next time.